Hello, lovely people. We are here on the Untold Adventures Await Kickstarter campaign. I am Michael.
I'm Patrick.
And we are going to be running through a playtest of the game. Okay, so yeah, we're going to show you how this thing works.
And not rehearsed. Scratch. We're going to just do everything from scratch as if someone was sitting down and playing the game.
So yeah, this is going to be the proof that this thing actually works and that it is awesome. So we discussed before what kind of scenario we were going to do, and we decided we're going to do it properly.
Create it on the spot.
Cool. So Patrick, how do we create a scenario?
So, well, we're going to do one thing first. So the first thing we're going to do is, we are going to create our world.
And we do that using the adventure journal.
We use that doing
that here.
Yep. What do you know about this world? So you could do this two different ways. We could create a world just from our brains. You and I can come back and do what we want. You can roll the story cubes for inspiration. And I think we should. We're going to roll all 9?
Do it.
All right.
Let's see what weird and wonderful things we can come up with.
Chunky cube. Oh, I lost one already.
Skills.
I have the hands of a small carnival worker.
Roll them in this section here. All right, let's see what we've got.
All right. Ooh, well, world came up, so that's good.
Okay, so we've got all manner of different things. We've got now, this is actually quite a nice link. We could have something like Ancient Egyptian with scarabs.
We've got like
things.
Justice and Drama. We've got World. Magic, unknown, learner's permit, or a press sock in a frame. Okay, so why don't we do this like volley style? Why don't you pick one and I'll pick one and we'll create a world from it? Or no? Do you want to just discuss it?
No, cool. I think we'll do that. Okay, so I liked where my brain went initially. So I'm going to say we are going to go sort of Ancient Egypt. Which is interesting because I don't have a massive knowledge about Ancient Egypt, so it's going to make things very weird.
Yeah. So Ancient Egypt.
But with a twist.
With a twist. The world is populated only by scarabs. Scarabs that have a flair for the dramatic.
All right. This is going to be a thing. Okay.
And there's profound injustice in this world of dramatic scarabs.
Cool. All right, so you don't have to use all of the cubes. This gives us enough of a start, to be honest. And so what we're going to do now, we are going to fill out our adventure journal, and we will cut back in a second, and we'll begin our adventures.
5 minutes later.
All right. Okay. We have decided.
So now that's done,
we gave ourselves a speedy 3-minute history lesson of ancient Egyptian gods, which was a thing. And so we have now decided we have our Egyptian journal here for our adventures.
Our Egyptian journal?
Egyptian journal.
Not to be confused with the
adventure journal for our Egyptian adventures. All right, so we're setting it in the past. We're going way back into sort of ancient Egypt times. We have ancient Egyptian levels of technology. So you can think like impressive buildings.
Muscle power. It's all
huge pyramids, sphinx everywhere, that kind of thing. Though of course,
we'll talk about how those were built.
Well, it's probably going to come up in our story, to be honest. So
perhaps.
We'll see how it goes.
Oppression.
There's most people just have no access to the levels of this ancient Egyptian technology, and we're going to call it technology because it was,
Oh sure,
it was a technology of the time.
They were leading.
So it's cool. Of course, so we're not going to have any superpowers or magic.
Well, but there were a lot of Egyptian gods, so there is a belief in magic and powers from the deities.
So we're going to call that. And now we need a name. All right. So I suggested.
All mine are punny.
Ancient Be-gypt.
Be-gypt, because the scarabs are beetles.
Because Beetles. I apologize in advance.
Italia.
What would you prefer?
United Scarabs of Egypt. What are we calling it? Ancient Be-gypt.
Ancient Be-gypt.
Ancient Be-gypt, yeah.
So we will fill out all of the information our adventure journal, and we are ready to roll. So we can put now on our
How do you
hero
spell
sheets.
Be-gypt?
B-E-G-Y-P-T.
Nice.
All right, so it's Ancient Be-gypt. So we can put that information on our hero sheets, which we're doing right now.
So you've given me, with that name, you've given me inspiration for my character without even rolling the cubes. I think he's going to be an accountant because he doesn't want people to get gypped. Or be-gypped. Oh, yeah.
Get out. All right, so now we're going to start our story. Now, in Untold Adventures Await, you do not begin
by creating your
making a character. Yeah. We do that after we've done the first scene, so we're going to do that right now.
The theory behind this is you're going to give your character, you're going to be able to give your character some relevance in the world right away. So we're going to see what the danger is.
All right, so as you can see here in front of us, we have our story laid out in front of us. This is going to drive our game over the course of 5 scenes: the danger, the intrigue, the confrontation, revelation, and the showdown.
Epic showdown. It's the epic showdown.
So you start off by flipping our first thing with musical background by our beautiful, useful Patrick. And this is going to tell us what is going to be happening in our initial scene. As you can see at the top, we have our location. This is where the first part of the story is going to take place. We then have our threat, which is here, and then we have a mysterious symbol. Patrick, how do we find out what these mysterious symbols mean?
Where is our player aid card?
Well, if only I had brought it. That would be super useful.
That's okay. We can use that at the next scene. Because I know what everything means in this one. It's going to read, at this location, this threat has...
the symbols are over there on that big piece of paper.
Yes, there we are. It is captured someone or something.
Anytime you set up a scene, you roll all of the story cubes that you currently have not sat on scene cards. So as the game progresses, you have fewer and fewer to actually play with. So at the minute, we have all 9. This is the base Rory Story Cube set, so this is going to give us an awful lot of stuff to play with. So we need to use these symbols, put them on the spaces that are here on the scene card, and we will then establish what is going on in our danger scene.
Was there honey in ancient Egypt?
There was. Honey was a much useful thing, used in beer and stuff.
So maybe... is it an apiary?
It is an apiary.
Oh, yeah. I owe Michael's wife credit for that. Didn't Steph told me about the apiary. So at the apiary, which I would think belongs to apes.
Nope.
Nope. I would be wrong. Ooh. We're Beetles? Sheep are our natural enemy.
I mean, we are giant.
Would they eat us?
I'm assuming that we
No,
are.
we're not giant. Why would you assume we're giant beetles?
I thought we would go. My initial thing was we were going to be like these large, sort of anthropomorphic beetles.
This is a good point. Should be why you're specific naming stuff, because maybe the world that you're imagining isn't what someone else is imagining. So Michael saw us as giant beetles, and I kind of saw this as a la Bug's Life, like scarabs that were existing in their own world and culture underneath the humans.
Cool. All right. So I really like that idea. So we're going to do that.
Okay.
So
maybe the sheep were. I mean, I think they would eat bugs.
Sheep eat pretty much anything.
Yeah. So
in front of them,
these sheep. So at the what are the sheep doing at the apiary? They've broken loose from the pen.
Well, we're going to find out because we have to ask questions and we have to do actions shortly.
Yeah.
So with that established, with our action taking place in the apiary, and with some rogue sheep coming in to cause some mayhem, it's time for us to decide what our characters are going to be like. Alright, so off camera, Patrick has made his character out of the perils of his mind. Meanwhile, as I'm a very uninspired young man, I'm going to use story cubes in order to give you some inspiration.
You could do either or.
So we'll see what we have. Okay,
so... you're sad. You're a sad apple-eating alien.
We will have a look. All right, so you need to come up with a few different things when you are making your character. You need a name, obviously. We generally sort of come up with that last. You need a job role and sort of like an aim that you're looking to do in your life. So I am going to use these story cubes to tell me what this this character of mine, what this beetle of mine is like. So I'm going to.
Are you starting with your attributes and skills first, or are you other?
I'm going to do the job name first.
Okay. Oh my gosh, are you a park ranger?
I am going to be responsible for food. So I'm sort of like a farmer kind of thing.
All right.
So I'm going to be sort of like a food supplier, a farming food supplier.
You make the cheese.
Do beetles eat cheese?
They do in this world.
Apparently so. So I'm one of the beetles responsible.
I don't know. I don't think there would have been a lot of cows in ancient Egypt. There's probably a lot of goats.
There was loads of cows in ancient Egypt.
Yeah, but how do the Egyptians reconcile with cows? Like,
I don't know. Do some research. We'll find out. So I am a farming beetle. I am responsible for making sure that our colony is fed. My aim. What is my aim? I want to make sure that people are happy. Yeah. I'm going to use this one. So yeah, my aim is to ensure that everybody's well fed. And satisfied.
Satisfied, excellent. So you want beetles to have satisfaction.
I want them to grow up big and strong.
What if they can't get no satisfaction?
Then sadly, they are in the wrong place.
No.
All right. So with those two, that's that sorted. Now I need to choose some starting attributes for myself. Yep. Now, of course, being in the farming industry, I have the ability to make some very, very good food. So not just great food, amazing food,
so
giant
So that
food.
would be a skill.
So
Michael could choose a skill, a special item, area of expertise. He needs 2 of these, but he can't double up on anything.
Yeah, so I have the ability to...
Because he has the ability to, like, make really awesome food, like, that's going to be it for abilities.
Yeah, so I have the ability to grow giant food. Wow. I mean, like, a standard apple is going to be pretty big to your average beetle anyway, but I can make, like, really big apples.
Maybe like an apple
the size of a bowling ball.
That we would live on for...
So I'm going to write apples the size of a bowling ball.
That we would live on for many BCs.
Bowling ball. I'm not going to be able to fit this in.
Yeah, you've kind of painted yourself into a corner there.
There we go. That's all good.
All right. What's your second one going to be?
So, obviously, I cannot have another ability, but what I could do is a helpful item or an area of expertise. So, And
you may want to look back at, like... So, for example, the reason why you do the danger card first is to maybe help yourself. So, one of the things that I have is I'm able to talk to animals. Mm-hmm. So we know we're going to have some sheep, and there's obviously bees around. So I figured that'd be a helpful skill to have. Is I'm an animal whisperer, like Dr. Dolittle.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the alien face symbol. What? Because I am going to have an understanding. This is my area of expertise. I'm going to have an understanding of species that are not scarab beetle. So less a communications thing, which is your kind of area, the animal whisperer.
You're just like an expert. You have like encyclopedic knowledge.
I just
on
know
other
about
species.
things. Yeah, so I know about things.
Nice.
So I have an understanding of non-beetle species.
I like how you use the alien face to understand, like to use for species. Like that's a good... I like to see what would you say, linear?
Yeah, sort of like lateral thinking, trying to use the symbols.
Non-lateral thinking.
Cool. So that's that sorted. Now I need to come up with a name. Yours is terrible.
No, I love my name.
Ben Wyatt Ludgate.
Well, because I'm an accountant / vet. Do you know what the Easter egg is for me being named Ben Wyatt Ludgate?
Somebody is obsessed with Parks and Recs. I'm very sorry. I'm going to call myself B. Brian Beetle. It's a very innovative.
Why B. Brian Beetle?
It's
so many bees.
It's a very obscure wrestling reference. I'm sorry.
Be happy.
So B. Brian Beetle, or B to his friends,
or Triple B.
Is going to, he is going to be our farming / food supply specialist, make sure that everybody's well fed and satisfied, and has an amazing ability. He can grow giant food, apples the size of bowling balls, has a good, amazing encyclopedic knowledge of non-beetle species, and he's here to save the day.
If an apple a day keeps the doctor away, what does like a bowling ball size apple do?
Hospital. Right. Characters are created. And with that, it's now time for us to face the danger. That is before us. So, Patrick, we're here in our apiary, where the bees are roughly the same size as us, I imagine.
Probably about this. I think scarabs are kind of big, though, aren't scarabs?
Scarabs are a decent size.
Pretty good size.
A bee is still going to be quite big to them. And we have some rogue sheep that are also...
that have busted into the apiary.
Coming into the apiary. Now, there's a something or a someone that is currently captured, as it says here on this little symbol. So we now have to ask some questions to find out what is actually going on.
The sheep have captured someone or something.
Because this line is linked to...
Yep. So, at the apiary, the sheep have captured someone or something. So we have 4 questions, and then after these questions, 4 actions. Now, here's the kicker with that. If you answer all the questions you have, you can stop. You don't have to take all 4, but you can take up to 4, or however long you think you need to figure out what's going on.
Now, the way we figure these out is by asking the questions. That's how you get information in Untold, and you get the answers by rolling story cubes. And using the information that you've got on said cubes in order to fire your imagination and come up with something cool.
Some good questions could be who, what, where, when, why, how.
The 6 classics. So, what's our first question going to be? We have this someone or something. We should probably try and find out what this is. So, what is being held hostage, essentially, by these marauding sheep?
Yep, let's figure out.
So, roll the cubes. Let's see what we get.
I believe we can use up to 3. Okay,
right,
someone or something. Oh, turtles!
Oh man, more animals.
Yeah, I love animals.
All right, so let's see what we got. All right, do you want to come up with the answer for this one?
Okay, yeah. So who is holding?
No. We know who. So what is being held by these marauding
our friends,
sheep?
the turtles.
Okay, our friends, the turtles. All right.
Didn't you know that scarabs and turtles have a long history of getting
long and storied past
of being the best of friends?
Okay. All right. So if the sheep are holding these turtles, we need to know why they are.
Why are they holding? Why don't you roll the cubes and let's find out?
All right. So let's see what we get. Okay. Good range of stuff.
Because they're in severe credit card debt.
Okay, I'm going to use I'm going to say the scales. Okay. The sheep believe that the turtles, our dear friends, are responsible for a miscarriage of justice.
Ooh.
All right.
Nefarious turtles.
So yeah, this may prove to be completely unfounded on the sheep's behalf, but this is what the sheep believe.
So Michael's question makes me want to ask, what is this miscarriage of justice?
Okay, so we've got 2 more questions to go. Roll the cube, see what we got. All right. So, I should actually put the symbols that go there.
Yes.
All right. What's it gonna be?
So, okay, there's a lot of places we could go with this. So
I'm assuming it's going to go weird. It generally does.
It generally goes weird with me. So the turtles, their role in the town is to kind of control the resources and such. So they are overcharging for maybe you sell your food. Maybe the farmers sell the food to the turtles, and the turtles are the shop owners. They're overcharging.
Where do you get cell phone?
Food? Because it's kind of like cell phones are kind of a resource now, like internet data, sort of a resource. So this is definitely some non-lateral thinking.
Okay.
So the turtles are overcharging for food.
Okay. All right. So a big question should be then, why are they doing this? Why are they trying to overcharge why are they trying to overcharge the town for food? What's their game plan?
I don't know.
What's their end point? Let's have a look. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm going to use a couple of them this time.
All right.
So they are overcharging the scarab population of the town Because it's not just scarabs who live in this town.
No, it's all sorts of animals.
It's a multicultural society here in ancient Be-gypt. They are overcharging because they think something is going to go badly wrong. They think something is going to go, using the down arrow, south. What?
Oh, yeah.
And they want to escape. They want to get out.
So they're hoarding money to try to leave.
They're hoarding money to try and escape from ancient Be-gypt.
How, flourishing do you think the ancient Egyptian travel industry is?
I don't know, but the ancient Be-gyptian one is very, very strong.
Very strong.
So,
all right. So those are our 4 questions.
Now it's time to do some actions.
Now it's time to take some actions.
With our questions asked, it's time to find out what we're actually going to do to deal with this.
How are we going to deal with these financially nefarious turtles?
This really random situation. All right, so once you've asked your questions, and as Patrick said earlier, you don't have to ask them all. You ask up to the maximum number shown on the bottom of the scene card. It's time to do some actions. And basically, you say what you want to do and then see what this deck tells you, essentially. And we're going to run through the actions now.
So some of the things to keep in mind... keep in mind your attributes, and realize that when you flip a reaction card to see that it doesn't necessarily mean success or failure. It means someone's reaction. It could be yours. It could Michael's reaction. It could be the sheep's reaction. It could be the turtle reaction. It could be anybody's reaction. And then try to form what you're going to do into a sentence of, I'm going to try to blank using blank. Yeah,
so basically, I want to by or I try to by And Patrick, as you are the animal whisperer, I think we should throw this to you to do the first action to try and find out what's going down here.
Ben Wyatt Ludgate, the scarab accountant / veterinarian, he likes to facilitate justice and equity in all that he does. So I think that it would calm the situation down substantially if we could get the sheep to not be so hostile against the turtles.
Okay, so you're going in there.
So I am going to use my animal whisper. Yeah, I'm going to use some nonviolent communication, some NVC here, to whisper to the sheep of, "Hey guys, chill, bro." So I'm going to use that skill to try to calm them down.
All right, so you flip the top card of the reactions deck, and we see what appears. Now, as Patrick said, this does not have to be the reaction of his character. It doesn't have to be Ben Wyatt Ludgate's reaction. This could be any non-player character. It could be my character. It could be B. Brian Beetle. It could be anyone in this scene. So Patrick, how will you interpret this reaction?
The sheep are super freaked out that a scarab is talking to them.
Okay.
They're fraught.
So sheep, who are jittery at the best of times.
I didn't do the Ba-Ram-U password first.
That was not good. You should always prepare the sheep.
With
They should be knowledgeable to what you're going to do.
True.
So the sheep are worried. The sheep are het up already because they're in this sort of capturing hostage situation thing with the turtles, and now this talking scarab comes up to them and goes, "Hey guy, what's going on?"
Yep.
And you've worried them.
So nothing's really changed because they're freaked out that I'm even talking to them.
Okay. All right. So Patrick could choose to do another action now. We find this it's better if you sort of share the actions around the table amongst all the players, so everybody gets a fair crack of the whip, as it were. So what should I do? What should B. Brian Beetle do?
What skills is...
So I have my ability to grow giant food, and I have a good understanding of non-beetle species.
And you have a direct relationship with the turtles because you provide them with their goods that they sell in their stores.
Now, of course, the turtles are under the lock and key of the sheep, so maybe I should try and speak to the sheep.
It couldn't hurt.
I mean, I have a bit more of an understanding of them.
Do you speak sheep?
I studied it for a very long time at. I specialised in it at university.
Well, you do have a knowledge of all species, so that's fair.
So
you're the first scarab linguist.
The first scarab multilinguist thing in all of scarab history. I go up to my colleague, the fine and lovable Ben Wyatt Ludgate, and
I hyphenate.
Yes, you should do. And I sort of like basically put a leg. What do scarabs have? They have legs.
Yeah.
I basically put it on his scarabby shoulder and say, "Bro, I've got this.
You've got this.
I've got this." So I clear my scarabby throat and I say to the sheep in my finest sheep-based dialect, "Could you please tell me what the turtles have done to you?" We flip the reaction. All right. A look of shock and horror. They are something or someone is aghast in this scene now. As we've already had the sheep in the last one, I'm going to have it that this is actually
turtles freaking out?
This is the face of the leaders of the turtles. Ooh. So the main leader just sort of like is gone because, well, why? Maybe he has secret. Maybe he has there's something he doesn't want to get out.
Stuff. Information's flying.
Yes. Okay. Over to you.
All right. Yeah, I do not like the turtles being held hostage. They're starting to freak out a little bit. Mm-hmm. So I have a giant maker device with the caveat of it only works for 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. So I am going to free the turtles.
Okay.
So let's see how that goes. So I'm going to use my giant maker device to buff myself up to big so I can use my big old scarab tentacles. No, the tentacles, what are they?
I see this as like a terrifying take on Ant-Man.
It is. And I'm going to bust open the turtle cage.
All right, flip the reaction deck.
Aw, yeah.
So this is the sort of... I don't know, how would you...
Sly.
Yeah, it's the sly, sneaky faces like that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I am very pleased with myself that I was able to do this, and I have now freed the turtles who have fled their captors.
Can turtles truly flee?
And they are making a mad dash for the Nile.
Okay, with that...
I don't know if I've let someone guilty go, if they're innocent.
Well, we'll find out as the story goes on.
Yep.
That's how it goes. Okay, so...
We have one more action.
We have one more action remaining.
And we don't have to take this final action if we feel the story is at a good stopping point. But maybe there's one more thing Michael wants to do, maybe not.
Yeah, I would like to talk again to the sheep. I mean,
Michael really wants to understand the sheep.
I need to know what's going on with them, and I'm hoping that your giant, albeit temporary size, is going to sort of calm them almost, because
not calm me.
There were these, there were these tiny things, and now one of them has just become this immense monster, and I'm hoping that it sort of shocked them into realization. It's calming them. That's what I'm hoping, at least. So, again, I clear my scarabby throat. Scarab? Yes, that's the word. And say, please, could you just talk to us and give us some information? We
need some context.
Yeah, what is going on here? Why have you captured the turtles? And why did they have that insane reaction before they ran away? All right, flip the card.
Aww.
Okay. Sad face.
Who's sad?
Disappointed face. Okay, so I think this is going to be the sheep that I was talking to.
Okay.
I'd like this to be the sheep that I was talking to, and they have a sad face because they are now they're going to tell us the sad truth about what was happening. Okay. They're telling us the sad truth about what was happening. That being that, as well as overcharging everybody in Ancient Be-gypt, our Scarab town, for the for the food processing services and stuff that they provide, they've also been scamming money off the top from their food service provisions to the sheep, because the turtles have a monopoly on the food supply thing in the whole of Ancient Be-gypt and surrounding areas.
Okay. Oh, and this is a good time to use one of the toolkit cards. So I'm going to use this card, and this allows me to add to the story while not invalidating what Michael said. So I'm going to say yes, and that the sheep are also upset because in addition to these atrocities, there's also a substantial amount of money missing from the sheep pension fund.
Dun, dun, dun.
So these are toolkit cards, and this is a good time to talk about these for a bit.
Yep.
Every player has has 5 of these, and these can be used at any point in the game to sort of, add to the story. I won't explain all of what they are right now in this gameplay video, but we will have a video that explains them all in detail. So just wanted to make sure to use the yes and.
Good stuff. All right, so with that, that's the scene done. That is the danger scene done. And the action literally never stops in Untold, because we're going to go straight on to our next one now, which is, of course, the intrigue. Okay, time to move on to our next scene, the intrigue. And this is where we are going to find out a bit more information.
We thought we had everything solved, but this is where things are going to get more interesting.
All right, so Patrick's going to flip over the card. And before you go through a scene card and put anything on it, any story cubes on it, you need to decode what it says. And that is why, like we said, you have these handy-dandy reference cards.
So the connection here is saying the sheep have a terrible secret.
So yes, this little link here links this story cube to this story cube space. The symbol matches here, so here we go, terrible secret, that's all cool. And once we've decided what it's going to be, what this terrible secret is through the roll of the story cubes, we'll then have 3 questions to get more details. No actions this time, no actions whatsoever. All right, Patrick, let's get terrible. Let's find out. I'm intrigued.
These oppressive sheep.
Hey, to me it seems like the sheep are not oppressed. The sheep are under the same...
the sheep are the oppressors.
They seem to be under the same gun as the turtles.
Oh, okay.
It's not good.
Okay.
All right, what do we got?
So we got lots of symbols. The turtles are back if we wanted to bring them back.
We have a house, we have a walking stick, a flashlight, a keyhole, fountain, a rainbow, and those nefarious turtles are back.
Are they maybe working with...
I don't know. Maybe we might see them come back later. I think I would like to see a terrible secret that's away from the turtles.
Okay.
So how about...
I was thinking maybe they're working with like 1 or 2 key players within the turtles. But no, let's
well, what we could
add
do,
some things.
We could bring them in. So obviously, where do turtles live? Turtles live in the water. We have a fountain here. Maybe their terrible secret is the sheep have done something terrible and secret to the turtles' environment. So they've done something to their water.
Maybe they're cleaning from their supply.
Dun, dun, dun. So yeah, I mean, we all know that water is, a very valuable resource in Ancient Be-gypt. So, what can their terrible secret be?
So the sheep's terrible secret is that for centuries they have been contaminating the turtles' home environment.
That's it. And sheep aren't very clever.
So maybe intentional, maybe not.
Yeah, maybe they don't realize this.
Maybe a couple of them became learned.
Learned sheep. Such learned sheep. Well, we can find out because we have questions to ask.
We do have some questions to ask.
All right, so I'm going to say that now, you shrunk back to your normal size. And
I definitely am back to normal size.
The sheep are sort of shocked, still a little bit wary, but impressed enough to answer our questions.
Sure, I would say they're listening.
Let's see.
The question is, what have the sheep been doing to the turtles' home environment?
Yeah, let's see what they're doing. All right. So looking at what we've got, what have the sheep been doing? So you pulled out this fish symbol.
I pulled out the fish because I think the fish would live with the turtles in their home environment.
Cool. Same water.
So I think the sheep, maybe the sheep have developed a taste for sushi.
Okay.
And
so they're having an impact.
Yeah, so the sheep have been maybe eating the fish, and that has produced an overabundance of bugs and just thrown off the ecosystem.
Okay, so
their pond has become a not nice place to live.
Okay. All right, cool. That works. Interesting. I like it. So how about question 2? What can we do for that? Let's see. Are they... they're aware of this. They know that this is happening. Why haven't they stopped?
Sure.
Why haven't they stopped this? So again, we grab all the cubes.
Why haven't the sheep stopped eating the fish?
Yeah, why haven't the sheep,
And the sheep, are they even smart enough to notice the impact they've had on the ecosystem?
We're going to find out. We roll the cubes. Okay. Let's see.
So the question was, why haven't the sheep stopped eating the fish?
Yeah. Okay, so how about this? They're not clever enough to realize that it's having like a major effect, that it's having this like massive impact on the local ecosystem.
I think there's a lot of misunderstandings happening in this scarab.
So they think that they're just really, really lucky. So I'm going to have the dice will represent luck. So they just think, yeah, we're super lucky. We have this constant supply of food. We don't normally eat fish, but man, it's there.
And that's why the turtles are overcharging.
So yeah,
sheep aren't buying food as much.
Yeah, because the sheep are just going off and eating loads and loads of fish from the river. This has taken a turn for the dark. All right, we have one more question. What's it going to be?
I want to know if the sheep know we've answered that they think they're just lucky. So maybe, do the sheep even know what they're doing?
Do they realize they're having this impact?
Realize.
All right, go for it. Oh, there's our fish again.
There's the fish again. They don't, or else they would have stopped.
Okay, cool. So you have the hand symbol representing stop. So,
they're not necessarily an evil sheep.
Yeah, they're not,
that I know
malicious. Of at the moment. They might be. I don't know. I grew up on a farm. There's an awful lot of malicious sheep out there. So yeah, not all of your answers need to be like, crazy in-depth, sort of like tales being spun left, right, and center. A simple answer like that, the hand saying, just, stop. That's perfectly legitimate, and that is perfectly cool.
All right. There's about to be a confrontation.
Confrontation time.
It's time for a sheep and turtle show. No, Showdown's there.
That comes in a bit. All right, confrontation. Yeah. We will flip the card.
Okay.
All right, so we have a couple of things on here, again, that we need to discuss.
Yep, so we basically need to know how this reads. So we're showing that at this location...
So this is a new location.
Yep, and so it's not the same color as the other location, so it is a new location. This threat, and so let me explain this here. So a couple different ways you can handle this. This could be a previously played card on a purple.
So this symbol here can move to here.
The environment could be threatening. Could be a previously played yellow. Generally, you want to keep threats to threats, though. So, like the threat, we could, even though it's not this color, if we felt that it was good for the story, we could drag the sheep over. We could also roll the cubes for a new threat. And so then it is... So at this new location, this threat is attacking Michael and I as the group.
So we've walked into something aggressive.
Shouldn't have.
Yeah, so something bad is going down. I'd like to see some new stuff. So
Me too.
Let's roll the cubes and see what we get.
Let's roll the cubes and see what the location is.
So we're moving away from our apiary, and now we're moving into a new place. Let's have a look. Let's see.
So
how about... how about we have the fountain? So the Scarab Royal Palace. Their palatial fountain.
The palatial fountain.
Out the front.
Okay. So the palatial fountain. And now we could re-roll these. Or we could just keep using them.
I'm going to come up with... I have another suggestion.
Ooh. So, and also one of the other toolkit cards you could use, if there was something good that Michael and I had in mind, this is a wild cube. So we could essentially create anything if we feel that it really makes for a strong story. So you're not always limited by the cubes.
Yeah. So, how does this sound to you? All right, so we have returned to the Palatial Fountain outside of the Scarab Royal Palace, and sat there are a group of elite Scarab soldiers.
Oh, are they like, elite Scarab super soldiers?
And the moment we get there, it all kicks off.
They start attacking us.
They start going for us.
I really wish that I had a better weapon.
Does that sound good, or would you like to do something
that
different?
sounds brilliant.
Okay.
So, and that's the good thing, too, is in the game, you want to make sure that everyone involved is invested in the story. Mm-hmm. And so that's actually where this toolkit card comes in, is if you as a player are checking out because you don't like where people are taking the other story, or taking the story, is you can play this change direction card. Change direction card can also be used if you're not comfortable with where someone's taking the story. If it's maybe upsetting you in some way, you can play this. And then when this card comes out, players need to immediately stop and change the direction of the story.
Yeah.
So I could say, Michael, your royalty or the super soldiers freaks me out because I have suffered tremendously in my personal life at the hands of Scarab super soldiers.
This is true. It's something that happens
often. It could be
often.
a trigger for me.
You never
and
know.
so I could play this, but I'm not playing it. I just want to make sure you guys know about this.
Cool. All right, so we have walked into something of a situation. And at the bottom of our scene card, you can see that we get to ask 2 questions, and we also get to perform 4 actions.
Yep. And before we do that, I actually am concocting a great backstory in my head for these. You intrigued me with your Scarab super soldiers. So I am going to play the flashback card from my toolkit and say that these Scarab super soldiers have a historical past of constantly being bought off.
Corrupt?
They're
Scarab
regularly,
super soldiers?
they've been known to be, they've never really been trusted by the people. They've always been controlled sort of as mercenaries of sorts. And they're known to be a little easy to be bought off.
All right.
So we're going to know that going into it.
Okay, so let's ask some questions. If they're attacking us, we're good Scarabs. We're good Scarab people. If they're attacking us, there must be some reason as to why.
Why are they attacking us?
So go for it.
Let's see. Important, you're not taking any cubes off of existing cards, so we are down to 4 cubes. Shouldn't be a problem. Of course I'm off the table. All right, why are they attacking us?
Let's see what kind of options we can come up with. Okay, so we have a keyhole, we have a cell phone, so that could talk about communications, that could talk about signals, all manner of crazy things. We have a rainbow, which could talk about weather, water coming from the skies, that kind of thing. The prismatic light bending properties, depending on what you want to do. And then we have an aeroplane as well, which of course were much used in ancient Egyptian times.
Yes, it could also be flying. It could be traveling, moving. Okay, so do you have anything off the top of your head?
I have a couple of things. Going back to the preciousness of water, the preciousness of the value of water in ancient Egyptian times. The rainbow makes me think that the Scarab soldiers have been told that we are somehow responsible. We are responsible parties for an oncoming drought. That a drought is going to
So maybe
come.
this time the Scarab soldiers' intent is legit and just. So they see us as the perpetrators behind.
Because food is already expensive, and it's going to get more expensive if this drought hits. This purported drought.
Okay, so all right. That's why they do. Then I want to know, and maybe you can roll and figure out why they think it's us.
Okay, let's give it a shot.
So they think we're the perpetrators here.
It is a prophecy written on the side of an ancient Egyptian pyramid. So using the pyramid symbol.
Is that called a sarcophagus?
No, sarcophagus is what our Scarab masters and mistresses have been buried in for thousands of years.
Yes, I just wanted to try to come up with a terrible pun.
So it is scrawled on the side of an ancient Egyptian pyramid.
Scarab glyphics.
And it says that 2 scarabs will come together to bring destruction upon this land.
Oh, so they see us being all chummy.
And they've seen that we've been, essentially
helping the turtles,
talking with other species.
Because the turtles have been, they think we're helping the turtles.
So issues, there are many.
So those are the questions that we had.
This has gone
the
so
answer's
weird.
not weird. It has gone weird. I love it. Okay, what are we going to do?
Well, I suppose we should try and get out of this situation.
We
but
should.
How are we going to do it?
So
you have your animal whispering powers.
Yeah, but I'm a scarab. This is some scarab. Just one scarab talking to another.
That's it. And I understand non-beetle species quite well. However, beetles, they're just beyond me.
They're beyond you.
I've no idea.
They're beyond you.
Ugh.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Do you want to try and talk to them?
Yeah, I'm going to try to talk some sense into them and tell them, like, look, this prophecy isn't sound. It's just that.
This is this could be the first we've heard of this prophecy.
So I am going to tell them to relax. You don't need to suspect us. We're actually trying to help.
All right. And something is stony faced.
Who's stoic faced? I'm very calm.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm not angry. I'm not excited. So I'm just like, hey, you got the wrong people.
Okay.
And so hoping that my calm nature will allow them to believe me, and they're not buying it.
All right, so we've got 3 actions left. Mm-hmm. So
I've accomplished nothing.
You've accomplished literally nothing from that first one. All right, so let's move that on. All right, so let me try and do something. I want to bribe the lead captain.
That's only going to reinforce them not liking us.
No. Because, come on, I got my food. We know that food is proving to be in short supply. It's expensive. It's hard to get. So I'm going to offer a magnificent bribe to the captain of the Scarab Super Secret Super Saiyan Guards.
The Scarab
Okay. And what am I going to offer them? I'm going to offer them an apple the size of a bowling ball. Oh,
apple.
Yeah. As established.
To each one of them?
One of them is going to be enough for this entire platoon.
That's fair.
So, I mean, I could offer 2. I'll offer 2.
Okay. I think 2 will get the job done.
Let's see what goes on. All right, so I flip the reaction.
That's what the card is.
Okay, so we have giant, ridiculous, laughing face. So how do I interpret this? It could be me being super happy because I'm amazingly successful at my bribery attempt. It could be the leader of the guard, like, laughing in my face.
It could be me laughing at you for trying to offer up bowling ball-sized apples.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna ridicule you a little bit. If you have the power to make fruit giant, and proportionately an apple is the size of a baseball, and all you've done is gone up to a bowling ball
for a scarab, this is the size of a house.
Beach ball.
This is a food item the size of a house.
That's fair.
It's pretty good. It's
small,
very good.
Dream small, think small.
All right, so I'm going to say that I am overjoyed at the level of success of my bribery attempt. Okay,
so we
know that they're mercenary. You said that they were sort of like very mercenary. They're going to go to the person with the most money, the most power, and me being able to produce this insane amount of food is going to keep them going for a very, very long time.
And even though we've only taken 2 actions, I feel like that's brought this scene to a natural end. They're not attacking us anymore. Mm-hmm. So I think we only needed those 2 actions.
That sounds cool to me.
Yep.
That sounds cool.
And then we're able to move on to the revelation.
All right.
What will we learn? All right.
Revelation time.
Revelation.
Reveal the revelations, Patrick.
Let's learn some stuff.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right, so...
Oh, this is good.
Now, Revelation is generally a pretty quick scene. As you can see from the bottom of it, we just have one single question to ask that will establish, it's going to build up a little bit more as to what happened on the last one.
Yeah, and that symbol is obeying this evil person all along.
Okay, so it links back to the confrontation scene. It links back to here. So
the scarabs,
the super secret scarab army of doom, who are now in our pockets thanks to my amazing Apple abilities,
have been obeying these people all along. So I think this is, you see red and blue. Mm-hmm. So looking back at our threats, I think this is a great time to bring the sheep back into the mix.
Okay, so the sheep.
So the sheep are guiding the secret police of the scarabs.
Now, we've been saying all the way through this adventure that these sheep are not exactly super intelligent. It would appear
that we have been fooled. The revelation was they are much smarter.
We have been duped, sir.
We've been duped.
All right. I have got a question that I would like to ask.
What question would you like to ask?
So, it all stems off from this mysterious prophecy.
Let's not forget about them throwing the turtles into capture.
This is true. They've been sort of trying to wreck the joint left, right, and centre.
They've been eating the fish, enslaving the turtles.
We look like that. We are now the latest target of their ire. Okay.
Well, we let the turtles go.
Exactly. So they hate us. So I want to know: is this prophecy that was scrawled on the side of a pyramid? I want to know: did they do it? Are they responsible for it? I want to know, are the sheep setting us up?
Have they planted a false prophecy?
Yeah. I want to know.
People, that would mean centuries of deception.
I want to know, have they just done it? Did they do it without anybody noticing?
Let's see.
Are you cool with that as a question?
Cubes, that's a great question.
All right, so we got our cubes. We only have 4 remaining, of course, so we're going to have to see what we get with this. All right, so we have the theatre masks, happy and sad. We have my favourite, the giant apple.
Giant apple.
We have the tree.
You like making the apples.
And we have the alien mask. All right, so
they've been putting on a show this whole time.
Could do. We as we said, we can use multiple ones, of course.
We can. They have. These could be like hybrid species sheep that act as if they're dumb. And really,
they're super intelligent.
They haven't let on that they're quite smart.
So, you're saying that they have like they're like they're two-faced. To the world, they show themselves just as normal sheep, but to themselves
behind closed barn doors,
there
are barns in each. Were there barns? Yeah, there are barns.
Yeah, must have been.
Yeah, okay.
Again, we'll find out. So yeah, have they been? Essentially, they're an alien race. They're an alien species.
So the answer is yes. They have for centuries.
They've
been quite smart and duplicitous.
They've been playing us all along, Patrick.
They have, and right now there's nothing we can do about it. Which leads us to the epic showdown. Sheep must pay.
Here we go. Epic showdown. This is where it's all going to come together.
Okay, right. So
again, translation time.
Yep.
We're going to go to a location. Now, we have 2 options. We can either return to our initial location because the color is the same one. It's the green location. We could go back to the apiary, or again, we could roll cubes and come up with a new.
And if you really felt too like that, this was good. Like there's no limitation. If you feel that the palatial fountain would be good to take the story back to, we can do that. In this instance, I actually believe it would be great for us to go down, and that was kind of confrontational because that's where we met that force. So we'll go back, even though it's not the same color. That's okay. We'll go back to there. Now we have these 2 unique threats have captured Michael and I. You'll notice that there's 4 colors. So keep in mind these could be new threats. However, in this story, I believe that it would be best if they were drug over and if they were the sheep and the scarab police force.
There we go. So yeah, we could have used new ones, but for the sake of the story, obviously we get to drive the story. It's always
the player's choice. Yeah.
So we are going to essentially end up in this face-off.
This ultimate face-off, this ultimate showdown at the scarab palatial fountain.
Which in real world is probably about the size of a dinner plate.
Yeah, maybe like more of a salad plate.
Now, again, look at the bottom corner and you will see that there are 0 questions. We do not ask any questions in the final scene. It is an all-action finale.
Yeah.
And
We have a lot to accomplish.
Okay, so we have up to 6 actions that we can get involved with. So we are still at the fountain, but we have now been captured by the super secret Scarab police, who we thought were on our side. Maybe.
And the duplicitous hybrid intelligent sheep.
Okay, so
we
need to get out of this fix, Patrick.
Well, first of all, I want to clear our name.
How are you going to do that?
And so
remember, it's I want to by.
I am going to use my animal whisperer ability to shout and project. I'm going to use essentially like a caw, like a bird noise to make sure everyone hears, "Come to the fountain!"
Okay, so you're gonna attempt to summon literally
summon everybody.
Every
We need
beast.
an audience. Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's
all
see how
of the
your
creatures
reaction
come
goes.
hither. Oh.
Well, that's embarrassing. Literally.
So.
Is it embarrassingly good?
Let me. That would be one way to interpret it.
Have you done so well that you are almost ashamed of yourself?
I would say that both the sheep and the Secret Scarab police are ashamed that all of their lies are about to be exposed, because they know with everyone gathering that their opportunity of like smoke and mirrors has come to an end.
Okay, so
I was successful.
Yeah, so the centuries of duplicitousness are coming crashing down around the sheep's ears, and it all begins with your successful
and the shame
call to the wild.
The shame that they feel. Red in the face.
All right. Okay. I want to do something. I want to.
What are you gonna do? So we've got the audience gathering. We're still captured. We're still in danger, and we still haven't cleared our name.
Okay. So I want to call upon all of the species that have gathered around us, using my understanding of non-beetle species.
Ooh.
I want to call them and see if any of them have proof that this prophecy is false.
Oh, if any of them maybe have bared witness to the false activity.
Yeah,
okay.
so I'm gonna call on the crowd to see if anybody noticed something strange with the prophecy.
All right.
So I use my understanding of non-beetle species to communicate with the crowd.
Okay.
Okay. Shocked face. All right. The crowd, as one, gasp at my eloquence. A lowly scarab beetle, able to communicate with such a wide range of species, and to do it so beautifully. Surely he must have something he needs to say. Surely B. Brian Beetle has something
B. Brian
to
Beetle,
say.
or as B cubed, as his buddy Ben Wyatt Ludgate calls
This
him.
is very true.
Are we B and B?
B and B.
We are B and B.
All right, so
we have them captive
in the palm of our hand.
All right,
Literally the palm of our hand.
Okay.
Very small scarab beetle hand.
Okay, so I am not feeling too keen on the fact that we're still locked up, so it's time for giant scarab to happen.
Okay.
So I am going to, in order to keep him safe, I'll yell, "Back, everyone! Back for your own safety!" I'll scoop up Michael in my hand as I activate my giant maker device.
Okay.
So I'm going to bust us out of this cage.
All right. So angry face, summon face.
The sheep and the scarab police are not happy with this. They are very angry and upset. However, I have busted us out. We are now physically free. And quickly I shrink back down. And I think you land on my thumb and it hurts now.
Okay. So that's a little bit of a damage.
Yeah.
You haven't impaired any of your
I
abilities.
haven't impaired any of my abilities. However, I have greatly impaired my
your
thumb.
Okay, so
we do have 3 actions left.
All right. So we of course have the attention of the crowd.
Yep.
We are free from our bonds, our shackles.
What are we going to do to the wrongdoers?
What are we going to do to the wrongdoers? We are going to accuse them we're going to accuse the sheep of tampering with an ancient monument.
Because really, the Scarab Police are not, in this case, acting outside of the scope of their job.
They are, yeah, and
this is a prophecy that everyone has always believed.
Exactly. So we need to...
Bunnies can never be police officers.
But the good thing is, I think they're going to be on our side. I'm going to accuse the sheep of, falsely planting this.
You're going to bring their transgression to light.
Yeah. So right. I stand for the crowd, and I, fire out this speech of the sheep have been, leading us astray, ironically, for countless centuries, and now it's time for us to throw off the bonds of their oppression by these giant woolly animals.
Fourth action, throw bonds of oppression.
Yes. So I remove the bonds of oppression by appealing to the better nature of the entire crowd.
Okay, sounds great. Let's see how it shakes out.
Okay, so flip the card. There's confusion. So I'm going to have this as the sheep who are continuing to play dumb.
Like say, what?
They're going, what? Huh? But the rest of the crowd are lapping it up. They are totally into this. They foresee this as... this is what needed to happen. Meanwhile, the sheep are still continuing to go like, nah, we're very silly. We're very dumb animals. We're very, very not clever. He's not telling the truth, kind of thing. All right?
Okay.
So, we now have the entire crowd on our side. We have the Scarab Secret Police.
We need evidence.
Who are... Yeah, we do need evidence.
Yeah.
So, you need to work out a way that we can get some evidence.
Some evidence. Okay, let me think about this. For a minute. All right, so we need evidence.
We need to accuse... It's the sheep who've done it. We need to accuse the sheep of doing something.
So I am going to call on the very wise owl community.
Mm-hmm. Because, of course, all the animals
They're up late at night.
Yeah.
They are intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
And they're always watching...
And we know owls existed because there are ancient Egyptian gods.
There are. All right, so I'm going to put a call out to say, surely one of you wise owls have witnessed the sheep doing this. And who knows why they've remained quiet. But I am going to use my animal whisperer ability to call on the wise owls. Booyah.
Smiley face. Are you going to say that's a glorious success?
That is a glorious success. They're not only one owls, there is a parliament of owls that have witnessed the transgressions of the sheep and have now begun telling what they saw.
Okay, so
that was our fifth action.
So what are they telling us? So you can
They're
expound
telling
a little
us
bit more on
that the sheep. I'm gonna bring it all back around.
Mm-hmm.
That the sheep had felt wronged.
Okay.
The generations of sheep had felt wronged by generations of turtles that they felt were always taking advantage of them in different ways throughout the centuries. Currently, in a financial way, others was a more physical thing. Like they were known to snap at the ankles of the sheep as they drank water, and were just really a minor, not even a minor, a major annoyance. And so there have always been a natural tension and hostility of the sheep and turtle community.
This is basically like a David Attenborough BBC series come to life.
Yes.
It's all
and
beautiful.
So this was their way of getting back, because they knew that the scarabs were close allies with the turtles, and the scarab basically ran the government.
There we go. So we have one final action left. Should we so choose to use it? Now, are we going to run the sheep out of town? Do we want them rid of?
I don't think that they need... I don't think we need to run them out. They play an important part in the ecosystem.
This is very true, but I think we need to punish them in some way.
They fertilize the grass.
That's very useful. But yeah, I think we need to sort of we need to call them on their transgressions, essentially.
I think that they are essentially going to go into sheep probation. And so they will always have... The sheep will be monitored.
How about this? We as our final action, as a joint action, we call upon the super secret Scarab police to turn against the sheep oppressors, and they will monitor the sheep. They will now become not oppressed, because I think that is quite a negative thing, but they will certainly.
They're going to be watched.
They will watch over the sheep herds.
And the owls will just keep watching, because that's what owls do.
So yeah, the owls are like Uatu the Watcher from Marvel Comics. Yeah. Just constantly keeping an eye on things. Whereas the scarabs will be they will be the feet on the ground. They will be constantly watching them. Constantly.
All right.
So,
why don't you do us the honors?
All right. So
what are you going to do?
So we, as a group,
in a joint action.
Yeah, joint action. We call upon the super secret Scarab police to promise to monitor the sheep for the foreseeable future, to ensure they don't get up to any more nefarious actions.
I'm dying to know what happens.
All right. All right, yes. Angry face. So we could do this in a couple of ways. Like we could have it like the leader of the Scarab police is like pumped up and is like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do this." Yeah. It could be
Be-gypt.
It could be the sheep.
He's rot with patriotism.
That's it. It could be the sheep are angry that they have lost their control. But I'm gonna have it as just sort of like. The scarabs are sort of like, we can do this.
They have a renewed sense of purpose.
That's it. They are now going to become not the rulers, but sort of like benevolent.
They've taken on this
charge,
and maybe this
area.
Charge will prevent them from being so.
They can turn away from being. Like,
high five. We did good.
They can turn away from being like this mercenary force
and
they become more of a benevolent,
like a King's Guard almost.
Yeah.
So something to bring up here. So you'll know if you've obviously watched this playthrough that we never kind of really dealt with the turtles, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. You don't have to deal with everything that happens in the episode. So we have these turtles who definitely were gouging people on prizes. So this is a good opportunity for you to use the adventure journal and then use, people that you met, and then what loose ends were there in this episode. So there were some loose ends with the turtles. So we want to come back to this world with our characters. It adds more body to a future story if we know that we kind of have these fiscally nefarious turtles.
Basically, so
you don't have to solve everything. So, and that's what's going to happen in your games. Like, you're going to start the story, and then if you're not really like thinking about it ahead of time, which is totally okay. This is what this game is designed to do, is that it's going to go off in another direction. And versus fighting that and trying to bring it back around, just let the story go where it needs to go.
That's it. Untold is built around story arcs. It's built around going back to these worlds that you created. And should we choose to go back to Ancient Be-gypt again in the future? Who knows what incredible and wondrous things.
B&B link back up. Oh, yeah.
That's about it. That is how Untold works, admittedly in a very weird and strange universe that we created. Thank you very much, Eddie, for watching. There will be other playthrough videos for you guys to check out.
We'll be bringing in some Story Worlds cubes, kind of showing you some versatility. So this set that we were playing with here is the core Rory Story Cube set, which will be coming in the box of Untold. But there are also going to be pledge tiers that allow you to get more cubes, that add more possibilities. You're always going to play with 9. But you can vary that up. So we'll play next time with, I don't know, with what? Adventure Time, maybe.
Cool. Thank you very much indeed for watching. I have been Michael. That has been Patrick. We will see you again soon.
Ben Wyatt Ludgate.